Hello, this is Adam, and I'm here with Warpaint. How are you guys today?
Very good. Quite hot.
It is hot.
Yeah, it's but relaxing. It's a nice, relaxing place.
Yeah.
It is. It's real. Once you go outside in the backyard, it's like the landscape is absolutely insane. Right. So you guys are back at Coachella. This is your second time playing, third time playing.
Hat trick.
The hat trick. So 2011,
2014.
2014, 2017. Wow. So yeah, so looking at it so as this third time, what are you gonna do anything differently? What should we expect from you guys this time around? If somebody saw you in 2011 to now, how's the progression happened?
Better dressed. At least I'd like to think so, personally. I think we're a better band.
You're better dressed
Yeah?
for sure.
Yeah.
You
were really
around. No, Stella's always looking amazing. Yes.
I was not looking amazing 2011.
Well, it's different. What were you wearing in 2011?
I think I was wearing like this blue jumpsuit that I just insisted on wearing for several years. It was really practical. I was like, yeah, I'm so comfortable. But then I look back at photos like, what was I doing? Yeah. It wasn't that bad. It was worse.
Well, you guys are from Los Angeles, correct? Did you ever come here prior to playing? Did you ever come to Coachella as a fan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The first year I moved here, I came in 2008. And then we go quite often between our tenures here. Mm-hmm.
How is that? Like, the first time you get booked to this bill, like, take me through that experience.
God.
I mean,
The first time.
when we
Or even the third time, you know what I mean? You're on this iconic poster that like everybody the thing could be blank and everybody just understands what that is and what does that mean to you guys?
it's a big deal. There's a lot of really incredible bands that we're playing with, in this festival, and it's like you think of it as like one of the bigger shows you've played. That's how I think of it. Like we try to prepare a bit more, and like not that we don't do that for other shows and stuff, but it's like sometimes it can be stressful too, because like as an artist you don't really think about this, but like other artists come and watch you.
Yeah.
And when they're standing side of stage, like the first time that happened, I was like, oh wait, no, okay, now I'm nervous. Now I'm really nervous. It's not just about, obviously it's like about the audience and like putting on a good show and stuff, but then there's like the behind the scenes stuff that's kind of like nerve-wracking.
Do you remember who was that artist that was side stage that you were like, uh-oh?
It was when Josh Hummy, Queens of Stone Age. Yeah, he was watching us side of stage, and we hadn't really played with them yet. We've opened for them a few times now, but like that was new and it was stressful.
I can imagine. I mean, he's even from here, so but okay, so you got the new record out. From what I gather, you guys were doing kind of your own thing, solo projects, other projects for a bit of time, and then you kind of came back together for this third record. How was that process? Like, how did that affect the new album at all, or?
Yeah, I think it was less kind of going off and doing solo things. Jen made a solo record, but more just everyone was kind of getting better at writing music and doing individually what they felt like they would do if they weren't in the band, and that strengthened their everyone's skill level. So when we came to make this record again, we had a lot of kind of, I don't know, back catalogue won't be the wrong word, but we had a lot of material to draw from that we had just been writing independently in our own little studios, and that was really helpful as just a starting point instead of okay, day one of the record we have there's not a note that's been written and we have to decide on everything, all four of us. It's like that can be really stressful.
And did you guys record? Weren't you recording separately and then you kind of came together? Or how did?
In our own studios.
Oh, so you recorded in your own studios?
Just little bits. Yeah, they were mostly ideas. Like someone brought in a demo that they had worked on in their home studio or something, or brought in ideas as opposed to having to go from point zero being the first day that we were all four in a studio. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And then you guys, you cover David Bowie's Ashes to Ashes.
First recording we ever did with Stella.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Obviously, you must be a fan of his, or yeah. How did his passing affect you guys?
Weirdly,
Oh yeah.
he passed on the first day of our of us setting up a studio to record our album.
Yeah.
That was that was
first day.
yeah, our official first day.
And then
Weirdly.
almost the end of mixing of this record, Prince died.
Yeah.
So that was the gap. That's how long it took us to make this record, pretty much from go to woe. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! So do you feel like that? Like, did that just take you to another level when recording this album?
I think for me personally, and maybe you would agree, the thing that really affected me about Bowie and Prince and their passing was just made you look around at the landscape of music today and go, everyone just get it together.
Yeah.
There's no one. I mean, there's a few people that are really, for me, impressive, but I think the standards have lowered quite dramatically, and it was like, all right, we've got to do something special, or at least do your best. Don't just settle for something that's mediocre. I think people are being rewarded for mediocrity now, whereas you look at those two artists and their careers, and they took so many risks, and they were so impressive, and they did so much stuff themselves on their own terms. They didn't need 700 people writing one song. There's just something to be said. It's like a reminder. It was like, oh, that was that era of music. Let's not forget how special that is.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, she put it very eloquently, and I totally agree with that. And then there was also just the concept of that David Bowie wrote this album knowing he was going to die, and knowing that like it was going to it's his final album, and he's talking about dying. He's talking about being on his deathbed, and like that's huge.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? Like, you can't even put words to that. It's big.
Crazy.
You know, and that's like that's really next level. So it kind of, again, he's like raising the bar farther than anybody can like even reach, you know?
Yeah.
So it was pretty special to have all these thoughts like going into making an album, you know?
Yeah, that's really that's very, very cool. And have you guys played that cover since, or do you just kind of
We don't play it live that much. We did a run maybe like 2 years ago where we started playing it in Europe at some festivals, but yeah, it's kind of, I feel like the recorded version there's something magic about it that's difficult to recreate live, so we don't want to sell it short.
Yeah. When we play it live, it seems like it's not as special, and weirdly, like our old sound man, he didn't like it when we played it live, because it actually this sounds really bad, but like it doesn't like fit into the set with the like way that we write our songs. It like made it feel like I don't know, because we're so exploratory and like sort of dreamy, and then that was like really to the point.
direct.
Yeah, so it kind of didn't work with, you know, what we were doing sometimes. But
It's that cover is amazing.
it's really fun to play.
Oh yeah,
Really fun to play.
it's a good challenge.
So Estelle, you've worked with, just looking at even, this Coachella's line of the XX and Jaguar Ma, like, how is that how did they just come and contact you? Is it weird to see their name on this bill? Like, how did that all work?
I mean, they're friends. I think most of the stuff that I do outside of Warpaint is just people who are friends of mine, and we listen to the same music, and we have a mutual respect for each other, and that's how it happens. It's really natural. It's not like, all right, this person's calling the manager, are you interested in doing this track? It's not like it's not as sceney as that. It's just mates. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's really sought after. She's a drummer slut.
I am a drummer slut. Can we say slut?
Of course.
Cool. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
It's our audience today.
All right, so this on the second record, you have a song called Biggie. This album is a song called Dre. What if forthcoming? You don't. I was gonna ask you, like, if you have another album, looking ahead, it's gonna be Kendrick.
I was joking. It's so weird. It just happened. It honestly happened as a completely unconscious thing. We didn't.
Very bizarre.
Yeah.
We didn't even think about it. Well,
They
I
were all,
didn't
like
think
references. They were references.
Biggie on the first album. It doesn't really have much to do with Biggie at all.
It just sounded like a big song. Actually, John Omar from Jaguar Ma, to tie this back in, was the one who first demoed that song with Emily and I in my basement studio. It sounded totally different, and I think because it had that riff on it, it was a lot faster. He just named it as a reference, just Biggie, because it just sounded big. It had nothing to do with the rapper. And this
one we referenced the beat because we had the beat first. Like Stella made that beat, and so we recorded it and then we started playing whatever. We did this. We just called it Dre because it was to reference like, oh, that's the song that's like a hip hop, like a big hip hop beat.
Yeah.
And then it just stuck. We didn't want to call it like one of the lines from the song. That sometimes feels really weird if after you've been
go back.
Yeah, after you have a working title for a long time, then sometimes you just don't want to change it.
Yeah.
And so it was a really not conscious thing.
No. But here
is
we are.
really
Now there's
funny.
an expectation, so we got to.
So you got to pick another hip hop artist to honor on the Wu-Tang. That'd be a good one. Well, you guys are, yeah. Well, RZA is playing this weekend.
Oh, with Banks and Steels. Yeah. Cool. All right.
Oh,
Do you know
that's
when?
good.
Is it Saturday?
We'll Sunday. Caitlin knows. So on that note, are you going to be able to see the festival at all?
Yeah. We're staying for both weekends, I think, most of us. So I'm excited to watch Sex tonight.
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing tonight before Radiohead, and I haven't seen their new show.
Yeah, I
Apparently
haven't either.
And you're on the new record.
Yeah, on one of the songs. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you're excited for the XX, excited for Jaguar Ma, yeah, Radiohead. Well, awesome. You guys play tomorrow, and thank you guys for Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kendrick.
Just keep going.
See,
Just excited.
just excited, not your favorite.
What?
No, I'm
Oh.
very excited. He's like one of my absolute favorites. Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for coming by. We really, really appreciate it, and good luck tomorrow. And
Thanks so much.
Yeah.
thank you guys. Thank you.